Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes, we are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. Mr. Controversy here on another great Saturday morning. Excited about sports. Can't wait to get into the show. And of course, you know I'm not doing this by myself. But first, before I introduce my co-host, my man, the intellectual, my road dog, is still out. And right now, you know, we want to send our prayers. He's good. He's just, like I say, he's still dealing with his illness, whatever, but he'll be back. But of course, I always tell you all to keep people and, be good to people. And when you're good with people, that's when you don't have to worry about superstars doing favors for you. And once again, we have a superstar, my man, H.O. What up, H?
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome, Atlanta, to another great Saturday morning of Sports Talk Radio. And the real superstar is sitting over there. She's the superstar, but it is what it is, man. I can't wait to this sports weekend. We got a lot of things going on. We actually got some teams that just cannot lose this weekend.
Man.
They just cannot lose.
And the funny thing is, that's college football. That's NFL.
Yeah.
It might be the Lakers. So it's a lot of them. But again, like I said, it's going to be a great day. And we also have Miss Crystal back in the building. Hey, Crystal.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm well. It's good. How are you doing?
I am very well. Thank you so much for asking. Very happy to be here, even with it being a little cold outside.
Right. And then, of course, we got an engineer, my man G. What up, G?
Yo.
He the real superstar.
Yeah, that's the real superstar.
He the real superstar.
Yeah.
Go to the three-point conversion, whether you go to three-point conversion Facebook page, go to Twitter at the three-point conversion, or go to Instagram. You'll see the real superstar.
Yeah, he doing it all.
On the court. Doing post games and everything with the mic and all of that.
Oh, hold on. He co-hosted with DNA Monday as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, he the man.
Nah, he the man, dog.
He the man. Well, I already got his autograph, so.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
so,
he the man.
Hold on to that. It's going to be worth something.
So we have a great show today. We are talking college football. Man, we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of scenarios. A lot of things can happen. There's a lot to get to. We're going to get into that. Then we're talking NBA basketball. We're going to talk about Mr. Lloyd Pierce, the coach of the Atlanta Hawks. See how we, critique him and what's going on with that team and how he's holding that team up, even though we expect them to lose right now. Then we got to talk about, man, the Toronto Raptors, bro. Like, wow, the Toronto Raptors looking good. NFL, the Falcons, local team, Atlanta Falcons, everything is like piecing up for them. Can they take advantage? And then this Le'Veon Bell situation. I still don't understand why his agent is not fired right now. I don't know. Maybe, okay, I ain't going to get into that. But anyway, so much to get into. College basketball, we got guest Deshaun Tate supposed to be coming in this morning talking college basketball. Talk about them Dukies. That's HO team. Look, you got the blue wristband, bro?
What they say? Duke for life.
Whatever, man.
He has
Anyway.
an honorary degree as well.
Yes!
Right.
Yes, sir. Believe that.
Right. But look, we got a quick hit stop of what's on our mind. make sure you call in at 404-603-8770. Don't be afraid. It's okay. We will take your call. We won't hurt you. We won't get on you too much. You say something dumb. Also, let everyone know, your family and friends, that they can listen locally on 1100 AM, The Real, on the radio, or they can go to iHeartRadio, 1100 WWWE, Radio Now, tune in, 1100 WWWE. So make sure they check us out or have them check us out. And also we're live on Facebook Live. So, hey, we everywhere. But right now it's time to get to those quick hits. Let's get it. Shout out to Sherm Beats with the sick beats. First, we got to start out with the crazy news yesterday. The New Orleans Saints fear that the newly acquired Dez Bryant tore his Achilles tendon yesterday in the second day of practice. I'm going to get unprofessional and say, yeah, he tore his Achilles tendon. We know he did. Let's be real. Let's be real. That's what happened. He kind of admitted it. So, is it that big? And the only reason why I think it's that big is because of the fact that they were bracing for this. They were ready. Like, this was, and now you get a letdown like this. It's worse for Dez. He'll be back at the beginning of next season. But even for the Saints, let's say it's a 7-month recovery.
It's a full year.
I read it up. They were like 7 to 8 months. He should be back.
He's in his 30s.
Yeah, true. Right.
I mean, it all depends on how your body responds. But look at DeMarcus Cousins. He may not be. He got injured in like late January, early February.
Yeah.
He might not be back until then.
Yeah,
Right.
that is true.
It's a full. Because I've unfortunately did the same thing.
Right.
But no receivers on the Saints other than Mike Thomas has over 13 catches.
And then
bad for the Saints.
And then Cam Meredith is out for the year. But not only that, like I said, the fact that yes, you were winning without Dez, you didn't have Dez. You were like, it's good. But the fact that now all of a sudden Dez, you were embracing Dez, you were excited. It's a letdown. It's like, man, can they bounce back? That's emotional. Can they bounce back from that? So
exactly.
We will see. Moving on, sticking with the NFL, the Carolina Panthers safety Eric Reed, who got ejected on Thursday night after the hit against Ben Roethlisberger, which I didn't agree on, the fact he should have been ejected. But either or, said that he got drug tested for the 5th time after that game. Not for his career, the 5th time this year since he's been back. G, how many games has he played?
3.
And he's been tested 5 times. That's what he said.
They must have tested him like first day. He got the first day of practice after he signed, after the first game, midweek, after the second game.
Bruh. He probably got it when his hair was looking nice. He got his hair done, whatever you want to call it for a guy. When he got his hair braided or whatever, or twisted, they probably was like, you know how they do. Oh, let's drug test him. See.
Listen, man, you got to applaud the guy for not blowing up.
Right.
Because they trying every little thing that they can do to try to get him to make a move or to say something crazy or to do something crazy. And he just, even with the hit, ejection, Ben, you know I didn't mean it. Give me some dap. I'm gone. So I got to applaud the guy for maintaining his composure, in which a lot of us can't maintain the composure in the midst of the, I guess we can just call it BS, because that's basically what it is.
And then the funny thing is, you got to look at it. It's like he got to do the, he ain't got to go through all of that, but he has to do that back in like how in civil rights, when you're the first to do something, you got to take, he got to do it Obama. You got to take everything in the gut, and he knows that because he's the first to deal with this and then be able to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So by him responding like he is and being gracious, this will open up doors for even maybe Kaepernick or whoever. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm glad he understands that role. Moving on. Ooh, this almost made my stop it segment. LaMelo Ball says that he is targeting the colleges this is what he's targeting. Duke College, North Carolina, Michigan State, Kentucky, and Kansas for college basketball next year.
Well, Duke is a university, not a college.
What university?
No, I'm just joking.
Cheat university, whatever you want to call it. But no, he's stupid. But he's attending Aspire Prep Academy. Is he
on drugs? No, I'm joking.
Okay.
But no, listen.
How can he play? I'm just wondering, how could he?
Z explained that Wednesday that he didn't take any money from the NCAA.
Right. There was no. He hasn't made any money off his own shoe yet. He didn't take any money playing in Lithuania. He didn't take any money playing in the JBA.
Right.
So he is still eligible to play college basketball.
Okay. And you notice you say he's targeting these schools.
He didn't say that they're looking at
him. Right.
Exactly.
Well, you can take Duke off the list because they just signed Boogie Ellis last night, just committed 2019. So he might as well take Duke off that list.
I wonder why UCLA isn't on the list.
Woo, boy, that shade came across that cloud real good.
Yeah. Moving on, man. This is crazy. You're talking about pouring salt in the wound. So after last night's loss to the Auburn Tigers for Washington Huskies, the college basketball team, the Washington Huskies bus blows a tire. But not only that, it caught on fire. This is late in the morning, or early in the morning. So they had to sit out. No one was hurt, thank God. They had to sit out and wait for the other bus. It was around 1:30 in the morning when this happened. So, wow.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, glad that nobody is hurt. Where were they? They was where were they located? They was in Auburn.
Yeah, they were on the road.
Oh wow.
So, thank God it was good.
Yeah, they just sent them.
Depending on where they were.
Got that cheese. Send another bus.
Hey, forget that. Depending on where they were, they were in a bad spot.
Yeah, that's
it wouldn't have went good.
Exactly.
But anyway, moving on. The Notre Dame Irish will turn, this football team now, will turn to backup quarterback Brandon Wimbush to replace injured Ian Book against Florida State today. Book injured, I think his ribs, it was on a hit last week. Mm-hmm. Man, upset or they playing against Florida State?
Make sure G ain't looking.
G.
They playing against Florida State.
G,
what was that? No.
G, what about your team, man? What you think? Is this a chance?
It's a chance.
They look decent against NC State, though.
Yeah.
The
offense has been an issue the whole season, but it's really Notre Dame has offensive issues too. So whoever scores first might win.
We'll see. I mean, this is the crucial time for that to happen, but hopefully this is just for precaution. This is their bye week. So,
yeah, but their season is on the line.
Right. I know, right? But
because if they lose, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, and father can go sit down.
Right. So, but we'll see. Hopefully, like I said, Book is all right. And last but not least,
close to your heart on this one, huh?
Yeah, this is speculation right here. Theo Epstein said that he was reported saying that the Cubs' third baseman Chris Bryant is available for trade, but it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely to happen. Basically saying everyone can be traded. That's all he was saying. God questioning. You know how when you read something about your people, you gotta no. What he was trying to say was I had to do that all week.
Right, but move Baez to third
because I was like when I first heard, I'm like, yo, it's got to be because of what? Are they getting Manny or something? You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I would see they would do something like that, but it's not gonna happen. He'd get ran out of time if he did that. He probably almost got ran out of time when he said that.
Yeah, but he brought a World Series to Chicago. He can't get ran out of time.
Yeah, you're right. You ain't lying.
I mean,
it be mixed
he
emotions.
did the unthinkable.
Yeah, it be mixed emotions.
He did the unthinkable. But Chris Bryant did not have the typical Chris Bryant year. Maybe when you look at it, maybe it's just to light a fire up on the Chris Bryant.
Right.
When you look at it that way.
Right.
So, I mean.
Yeah, man. And again, like I said, that's the media. That's how media does. And they find something, they're going to twist it. You know now, thank God, everybody affiliated with the three-point conversion, we don't do that. I'm sorry, we're doing it the right way. That's why I got into media. We don't do that. Unless it's something like about the Packers or something. This is fine. But other than that, we don't do that. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens though. But look, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Run it.
Hello, I'm Crystal Dayon, and this is your Sports News Break. Back at 500, the Falcons look to build on their 2-game winning streak as they travel to Cleveland to face the Browns. Linebacker Bruce Irving is expected to play without any snap account. The Atlanta Hawks lost their third in a row last night to the Detroit Pistons, 124-109. Rookie Omari Spellman registered in his second double-double. Number 5 ranked Georgia Bulldogs will be back at home for a showdown with the Auburn Tigers. Georgia Tech is also at home trying to keep their bowl game hopes alive. They will face the 5-4 Miami Hurricanes. And Georgia State is on the road to face the University of Louisiana, Fayetteville. Atlanta United return home to face the New York FC in the second leg of the conference semifinals. They are one win away from advancing to the conference finals. Make sure to follow the 3-point conversion for all your major sports news updates. It's where fans' opinions matter.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your girl, Kelsey Nicole Nelson, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Stay tuned. Going to be a great show.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy here with my man, H.O.
Yeah.
And this next segment, the Hot Topic is brought to you by Cindy Cuts Barbershop, located on 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Make sure you go check them out. Need a fresh haircut? Gotta go there. Everybody can cut. No empty chairs. Also, you even had that old man. Who is that old man? No, they don't have no old man sitting there eat wings. No, like I said, everybody can check. I mean, cut. Nobody there. Everybody talking. They talk sports, politics, helping communities, helping schools, directing children in the right way. Maybe future producers. They got everything. And I want to shout out to Dwayne Chambers. Make sure you follow him. He's the barber there. Make sure you follow him on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. So, give a shout out to Chris Coles. What up, Chris? Say I never shout you out, man. All right, so now it is the hot topic. And what is hotter than college football right now?
Man, and we're in the South where it's cold right now. So, yeah, college football is reigning supreme as college basketball, and the NFL is getting primed up as well.
Yeah, it's heating up, man. Last week, to me, I think revved it up because of what happened. First of all, what Michigan did to Penn State. Now, I expect them to win? Yeah, I mean, I was like this, and I said it during the show last week. They have to win this, and who was my nosy neighbor watch? Shea, because he was going up against another good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that quarterback that he was going up against? McSorley, I think he threw for what, like under 60 yards or something like that?
Yeah, but the Michigan defense, we talked about it.
And that's what I'm saying. Is it? So it made you wonder, wow, can they really compete with the best, with Alabama, their defense? But then before we answer that, then we saw Alabama beat LSU. To me, I figured that game was a blowout. It looked like a blowout, but it really didn't be that big. I mean, LSU, the coach showed some mistakes. He showed his the fact that he's not experienced, as a Nick Saban, but still, like, on a goal line and you just got an interception, 2 minutes left, and you want to do play action with your team at the 2-yard line? Really? So, like I said, I thought it revved up, the playoff talk now. So now, looking at it, man, what are you most fascinated with as far as what could happen?
It can be some conferences that get left out of this thing. And we could potentially be going headed to a 2-team SEC battle again, or we could be possibly heading to a Alabama Clemson round 3 again.
Right.
But more than likely, I don't know if 2 SEC teams gets in it because of just Georgia and Alabama, and they kind of got to play each other. So that's less likely, but I'm interested to see which 2 conferences get left out. The Pac-12 is pretty much already on that list, and out of the Big Ten and possibly the Big 12, you could have teams left out. So, I mean, it's a lot of different scenarios that we can talk about. Clemson is the saving grace for the ACC, and if they at some point go down, that's a wrap for the ACC. So, again, it could possibly be 2 or 3 conferences left out of the 4, and that is going to be the telltale because people keep asking for expansions, and to go with 1 loss during your whole season and you can't even get a sniff of the playoffs, that's going to start to get under people's skin, and people going to start crying about this.
Let me ask you this. Who do you think holds the key to everything? To me, it's Michigan. I think if Michigan loses, then you open the door to a lot of questions. So this scenario here, let's say Alabama takes care of Georgia, right?
In the SEC title.
Yeah. Okay. Notre Dame wins. And then we have Clemson. They run the table. If Michigan loses, or does NCAA committee, do they have enough cojones, big cojones, to put Ohio State in the playoffs? Because if Michigan more than likely they would lose to Ohio State, we would say, right? So say if they lose to Ohio State, does Ohio State get in, or who else gets in? Because we said Pac-12 is a wrap.
Likely.
You can't put 2 SEC teams because Georgia just lost to Alabama.
Right, but I'm just saying the Pac-12 because I don't think Washington State has the resume.
Either. It's a wrap.
I don't think they had a resume.
They don't.
Even if they even went out.
They don't.
If Ohio State beats Michigan in the championship game, or even the last game of the season, and then go on to win the Big Ten championship, the eye will be on the NCAA.
That'd be the nosy neighbor watch.
To see what could possibly happen with this particular team, because now you got Oklahoma that could possibly win out, and then you got the SEC champion Then you got Clemson. It's. I don't think the NCAA would have the guts to put Ohio State in the 4 if it came down to it. That's just me. I think Urban Meyer has pissed them off tremendously.
Yeah, it would be a bad PR look.
Yeah. I mean, Urban Meyer has pissed the NCAA completely off.
And I think only Alabama gets that kind of benefit of the doubt as far as, like, if you don't win your conference championship, yeah, you still might be one of the 4 best teams in the country.
Right.
But with Ohio State, not only do they have to beat Michigan, they have to also win the Big Ten championship.
They do that.
But that's a lot to ask for.
Not in the Big Ten. Is not like who would beat them? Who would they play?
Michigan State, Penn State, Wisconsin.
Penn State, Michigan State, Michigan.
Oh yeah, they are
all in the same division.
Yeah.
So Wisconsin.
It would be Wisconsin. Come on, Wisconsin. They
could have been
Northwestern,
but
yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm saying that's not hard to do. So, but then okay, we're gonna take it a step further. What if Alabama loses? Alabama loses to Georgia. Now, who do you put in? Do you give it to Georgia? Or is it too late? Because we talked about this off the air, H.O. Depending on, because we talked about if Clemson lost, depending on how it might be, if it's too far going, it won't affect them, right?
Right.
But do this affect Alabama if they lose in the SEC championship?
Well, that's the thing. If they get that far and if they lose in a close game, then, Alabama is going to be looked upon as, look at my eye test. Even though I lost to Georgia, who got slaughtered by LSU, but we didn't even let LSU score. So, I mean, they would have a case still, even if they get to the SEC championship game.
Yeah, Alabama's resume would kind of speak for itself, the way that they played. While I did say Wednesday that they could fall from 1 to 5.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really think that's fair, but I feel like if the committee has it out for Alabama, like, okay, we're tired of seeing y'all. If anybody's thinking that way, then that's why they wouldn't make it. It would be more of a personal thing.
Because the problem is, who would you put in? If Michigan won, Notre Dame wins, and Clemson wins.
And Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Georgia, if they beat Wisconsin.
It would be Georgia.
It got to be the
Georgia
SEC champion.
Yeah, Georgia would be in if they're a one-loss SEC champion and they just beat Alabama.
Yeah,
right.
They
okay.
gotta be in.
So now let's focus in today, bro. It's a lot of. To me, I call this sleeper week or trap week because Georgia's playing Auburn. That can be a loss. I know they're at home.
Let me put a twist on that, and I'm gonna let you finish that. Auburn may have the keys to open everything up.
Yep. Because they still have to play Alabama also.
Right. So they could possibly shake this whole thing up.
Right.
Because they play Georgia, then they play Alabama. Unlikely, but if they can pull off Georgia, Alabama sweep, imagine what this thing would look like. How far do they even move up if that's the case?
Did they do that last year?
They beat
Alabama and Georgia, but they had to play
then
Georgia
they lost
again.
Georgia.
Yeah.
They lost. But I'm saying it could happen.
So Auburn may be the sleeper for the whole thing right now moving forward. And then I know you're talking about this weekend. This could be start or something. And we just never know. They put it off last year.
Yeah. It could happen. Clemson plays Boston College. They travel to Boston.
They play Boston College.
That's a big win. Michigan plays. Is it?
Ohio State play Michigan State.
But Michigan plays.
Nobody.
No, they play. Who Michigan plays?
I don't think they got a tough game this week.
They got Rutgers.
Like I said.
But I'm saying, is this a sleeper? Is Michigan now? We've seen Michigan do this all the time, where they look over their opponent.
If Rutgers scores 10 points, I'll bring you breakfast in the morning. Next Saturday.
Okay.
they
right.
bad.
I feel you.
Oklahoma State, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State, Oklahoma.
And that's always that
Then,
thing.
of course, Notre Dame without Book, they playing Florida State. It's like
Now, that's my nosy neighbor. How do you next week play Syracuse? Is Ian Book going to come back? Because remember, besides Alabama, Syracuse is the only other team that puts up 50 burgers like Alabama. Will Notre Dame be able to stop Syracuse because they just, again, put up another 50 burger? And if Ian Book is not there, Notre Dame could be.
Right. We'll see, man. This wraps up Quick Hit. We're going to take a quick break. Why are we not talking about the Heisman Trophy? We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cat Williams, and you are listening to 3 Point Conversion Radio.
Are you tired of limiting yourself from tasty food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are all cut fresh daily, and 7 homemade soups, including chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps, with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can all be added to salad as well. Go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600 in Roswell, Georgia. Your taste buds will thank you.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kent Bazemore from the Atlanta Hawks. You're now listening to 3 Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Your coach, Lloyd Pierce, for the Atlanta Hawks. What say you? How are you feeling about Pierce? What do you think he's doing so far? You know, as a coach. I mean, we know it's a losing situation.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's still a little early. I think he's still trying to get his feet wet. But what I have noticed is that his passion for coaching and teaching and things of that nature, I think he's truly in it to coach and teach young players or whatever the case may be, to have an identity this early in the season in his first coaching assignment. I think it's still a little early for him. I think what he's trying to do is emulate what Dan Quinn brought to the Falcons, which is changing the culture.
Right.
And I think it just takes a little time for that to happen. But at least he has a blueprint to go by. And I think if we just continue to give him a little more time, we can kind of see the culture at least progress or change in somewhat in a way that we would like. I know the losing will come, and some bumps and bruises will be frustrating, but I think changing the culture is the first thing that you have to do when it comes to going into a situation where the mindset and the culture has not been positive for a long, long time.
Yeah, his even keel, like, I feel like at some point he's going to have to, like, snap on somebody, I think, in the season. I understand, because he's a real nice guy, low-key.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that's something we'll see? I mean, he might just do that in practice.
He don't do it in practice. I think he will at one point. He's going to have to, because I think you want to be a player's coach, but still let them know that we mean business. Like, this is not just happy-go-lucky. Yeah, we're losing, but you still need to do something right if you're doing, you know.
Right.
Now, he'll get on somebody, but he's not the yelling type. But he's going to have to show it just to make a point, I think. And then I know he's trying to play with rotations right now, trying to figure out what group plays well with each other. And it's still early. You can do that. But he made a statement that I think a couple of games ago he said, even before the season, he said, we will play who plays well.
But I think, and I dig what you're saying on the, you know, the coaching piece. But I think with these young guys, I don't know if they take to that the way that the old schoolers used to, you know, coach players.
Right.
And I think that was one of the reasons you bring in a Vince Carter to be able to relate to those situations and things. And it's another form of player that's on the coaching staff as well. That Greg Foster,
right?
That kind of helps tie in to some of what he was trying to get across to the younger players. So I think that they so young that you don't want to kill their confidence. They so young that you don't want to smash their egos and pride or whatever the case may be. And maybe on a more veteran team, I can see that happening.
But I'm not saying yell all the time. I'm just saying it's just that one good time. He might need to get on a trade, or because what it does is it sets an example. As look, anybody could get yelled at.
Right.
Anybody could. I'm not saying do it all the time, but we need you to do your job and do it right. If you're not getting it right, now I'm not saying yell at him because he threw a turnover. If you continuously messing up and you're turning the ball over, or you're not doing what you're supposed to do, bro, you need to hear it. You need to get it.
Yeah.
Just one time.
I even heard members say Vince Carter cussed him out when they came back against they had that 25-point deficit comeback. Bembry in the interview said that Vince Carter was pretty vocal about the play of the Atlanta Hawks at that particular time.
And they listen to Vince. That's the thing. And even with Jeremy being there, you know, Jeremy made a speech. They had got blown out, but Jeremy made a speech about how it's good to be there.
Right.
Why you want. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they got a lot to learn. I like Pierce, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering in which way will he go throughout the season. But it's another team in the East that's on the flip side of the Hawks that are dominating, and it's the Toronto Raptors. Man, what you think about those Raptors? Now, remember, this team, we know they brought in leadership and winning experience with Danny Green and, of course, Kawhi Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Having those players definitely helped. But what surprised me is they've won the 2 games that Kawhi didn't play.
Right.
What do you say? What does it say about that coach?
Well,
the coaching.
Nick Nurse was there prior to
right with
Dwayne leaving, and look, they long and defensively they can guard you. They can win games different ways. Small ball, you can put a bucket center. Valanciunas can come in and play big or whatever the case, and then the steadiness of Lowry during the regular season is it's becoming the norm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in the playoffs, you just don't know what you're going to get. With Van Vliet coming in to give that point guard situation some reserve minutes, I think that's big. I just think they have depth. They have everything that you would need in a championship caliber team. Adding Kawhi obviously is just one of the biggest things, and a lot of people don't really understand and look at the leadership that Danny Green brings.
Right.
That winning, he make winning plays.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to make a great play, but is it a winning play? Is it a championship play? So the camaraderie that Green and Kawhi has with one another, because I think they was the closest two on the team as far as Kawhi. He was the closest to Kawhi. And being able to bring that winning attitude over to Toronto, which they've already had some winning things going on already. So I think they are for real. I think it's them, Milwaukee, and Boston in the East, bar none, obviously. And we'll see throughout the season if they can maintain and sustain this.
I think that Toronto, it's early, we know, but I think Toronto actually might be a top 3 team in the NBA. I think they are, and I think they will be, because you bring in that defense that they didn't have. I mean, they've upgraded tremendously in defense, but then you have leadership. Not saying that DeRozan wasn't a leader, but not to this magnitude, because you have Kawhi, who's not vocal. You might get you might get that with the laugh, but but he's not vocal. But Danny Green is vocal. But who surprised me the most is Kyle Lowry. His play has been very.
You go get that during the regular season.
but you know what? It's been different. Like, you don't see him shooting a lot of wild threes. He's getting more assists. Like, he's playing within the game.
I think what you may see out of Toronto is that because of the new coach, he's there before, but they have like an offensive system. There really wasn't an offensive system with Toronto under Casey. Like, they took a lot of mid-range jumpers, which is the least efficient shot in the game. And your best player refused to try to spread the floor.
Right, and it's kind of like, it reminds me of Phil Jackson. When Phil, even though they have new players, but when Phil Jackson took over the Bulls, and then with the Bulls, like, because Doug Collins can get it done, but when Phil came, new philosophy.
Well, he told you what his offense was: give the ball to Michael, and everybody else get the.
Who Doug? Right. Yeah, right.
My man.
So, but I think with Nick Nurse, it's a different attitude, and I like Dwayne Casey. But Nick Nurse looks like he kind of knows what he's doing. And he had the best, to me, the fact that he was in the background, so he's able to see a lot. So now he's able to see what needs to change.
Yeah.
Because they got.
Let's put it in perspective. They have 7 players averaging in double figures in points on the team. That's, in the NBA, that's kind of unheard of in this day and age. So the balance is there, as you can see it. They have depth, and defensively they're one of the top in the league. So this is no fluke, ladies and gentlemen. Toronto is for real.
Yeah, they are, man. So we'll see what happens, but I think they're a top 3 team. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with NFL Huddle. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
What's up, world? This is Vincent J, aka the Fantasy Guru, and here are your fantasy facts heading to Week 10. Green Bay Packers' second-year running back Aaron Jones comes in at a great flex play this week. He should get the bulk of the carries against a Miami Dolphins team that allows over 115 rushing yards to opposing running backs this season. I do expect Jones to be very dominant. One player who I consider not starting this week is Oakland Raiders running back Doug Martin. Last week, playing on the road against the 49ers, Martin actually played well, but they got behind early, which limited his production throughout the rest of the game. This week, the Raiders are at home against the Los Angeles Chargers, and most likely they'll be playing from behind, so you should see more Jalen Richard instead of Martin. My sleeper pick this week is New Orleans Saints rookie wide receiver Tre'Quan Smith. With the breaking news of Dez Bryant possibly out for the year with a torn ACL, Smith should be the number 2 wide receiver this weekend's matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. With all the attention on Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara, Smith should get plenty of targets from quarterback Drew Brees. Now, if you want to check out more fantasy facts and my ahs and ahs, make sure you continue to follow me on the web at 3pointconversion.com.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
During a pickup basketball game last week, after a hard foul, one man decided to call the police.
Wait, what?
The guy who called the police, he's like, well, he hit me. It was like a blindside pick or something like that. The other guy's like, hey, I just made a basketball play, okay?
This is going to be water cooler talk for the next 6 months at the police station.
Oh, my God. This is a Christmas party story. Todd, can you tell that story again?
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge airs every Saturday at 10 a.m. on the Real 1100.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. 4-4. The Atlanta Falcons, home team, 4-4. Now, I said a couple weeks ago, I wish I had a playback. I asked H.O. and I said, this is leading into the Giants game, and I was like, is this a favorable stretch for the Falcons? Because you got Tampa Bay, but you beat Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. Now you have to play the lowly Giants at home on Monday night. You get a bye. You get 2 wins. And this is before they won against the Giants. And your team, now the defense is the young guys, they're getting confidence. They're feeling good about themselves. They're going to the bye. They learn some more. They're feeling good. Now, fast forward, they beat the Redskins, beat the brakes off the Redskins. Now you head to Cleveland. Now, is it looking more possible that they can make a playoff?
The funny thing about that is that they was 4-4 last year.
Right.
So
they always do this. In a sense, they have this little stretch where it looks
4-4. Now, to be honest, they've had some years where the rabbit foot was on our side, and then it's like this year, a true fun interception away from beating the Bengals, right? You went down to the last drive with New Orleans, and if we could get a stop or had our red zone offense intact against Philly, those are 3 wins there, right? So it's the little things. It's the little things that have put us in these situations.
Right.
And to lose 2 starting guards, to lose 2 safeties, right? And to not have your best receiver, well, the best receiver in the league, to have no touchdowns, and for your quarterback to be playing at an MVP status, to me, it speaks volumes of how actually good the team is. So, to your point, this was a good spot for us to be in, going back to your statement, moving forward. Now we got Cleveland, and then we got Dallas, who's in disarray at some point because they keep saying Dak go get paid. Other people say Dak shouldn't get paid. And, so then you got to play Baltimore, and then you got to play the Packers later on in the season. So we'll see. I just say let's take it one game at a time, and hopefully you get Deion Jones back next week. You just signed Bruce Irvin, and they talking about putting in Irvin, Tack, and Beasley all in at one time on third down. So we'll see how where they call it the turbo package or the NASCAR package or whatever they want to call it. So, you getting some good news, but can we sustain this momentum? Is that
why would they put Beasley in? Don't mess up a good thing. No, I'm just kidding. Where is Beasley? Man, I don't know where he is, but yeah. And quiet as kept. It's funny because Matt Ryan is playing unbelievable football, and his star wide receiver only has 1 touchdown, and that was off a screenplay. He did that.
It just happened.
Yeah.
It just happened. But he did that. It was a, 30, 40 yard, 38 yard touchdown, something like that.
I mean,
that was all him.
Well, I mean, they set the play up for it to happen.
I mean,
he was
right.
one-on-one.
But I'm saying my point is, if they're winning like this, if Julio can get in the end zone and get on the streak, maybe that was something that it needs to break. Are the Falcons a dangerous team in the NFL or the NFC?
I don't think nobody want to see him.
Because look, we know they can beat New Orleans because no matter who they play, I mean, no matter what's the record, they're gonna play well, and we know they can beat.
Bro, it comes down to the last possession every time they play.
They can beat Carolina because they did.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna talk about Tampa. Did they go? They didn't go to Tampa yet, right?
No, they beat them at home.
Right. So I mean, but they have to play well because Tampa can put up points, of course, but they can control their destiny and to get into the playoffs. And I mean, New Orleans still has to play Carolina. It's just a lot now, and I think that, like you said, if they just focus on one game at a time, the Falcons can be that scary team that no one wants to play.
I agree because they beat Washington, who's leading the division in the NFC East, which gives them
in the sorry division.
But so if you fight for a wild card, you already beat Carolina, you already beat Washington, so that puts you a step ahead. But Philly beat you, which y'all are tied at 4-4, and they're 4-4, and we're 4-4, so they have the tiebreaker over us. But if we continue to win, and let's say we beat Dallas, and Dallas beat Philadelphia. And then here we go again. It's the musical chairs going back and forth or whatever the case may be. So I think they're in a good spot. The Falcons have proven that they can beat the Rams. The Rams show a little kink in the armor this past week. So, I mean, anything is possible. I don't really see a dominant situation. We thought Minnesota would possibly be better than they are, getting Kirk Cousins into the mix, but is it more
of Vikings defense though? You think?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the defense has played
turnovers.
Well. Yeah,
but Kirk Cousins turnovers.
And look, that a lot of people said if the play breaks down, he's not one who improvises.
Right, that is true.
Yeah.
So who should have improvised was Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon been holding out. I get it. But it came out that his agent didn't know that he could be franchised for a third year for $25 million.
Yep.
Man, sometimes I'll be like, man, give me that $25 million. Like, golly. But still, so basically, Le'Veon wasted or missed out on $8 million for nothing. I mean, think about it. His whole point was to hold out, trade me or hold out because next year I'll become a free agent.
Well, it depends on what he's thinking. Was he thinking long term as far as I don't want to get 400 touches or 500 touches? Or
I don't want to be hurt before I get to this.
Well, that played a part in it, but it was more of look, let's I wanted to get this money. I don't want to play for a franchise. I'll hold out. Either you trade me, pay me, or if I sit out next year, I'll be a free agent. You sit out 2 years, that could be more detrimental to you.
But if I'm going to get $25 million or possibly getting $25 million,
you're going to play. But it defeat what you were, it defeat the purpose of what you were holding out for. Because this year, what he would have got, G? What could he have gotten?
$14 million.
Yeah, it would have been like 14.
14?
Yeah.
And
that's a franchise.
So my point is, you don't get $8 million. You say I'm not going to take $8 million, whatever. If he says out the whole year, $14 million, but I'll play for 25 the next year. That don't make sense.
Well, we didn't say he go play. We just said that if they do it, they have to pay him that. He can possibly sit out again.
He's not sitting out.
He has until Tuesday
4 o'clock
to report.
But I'm saying,
and if he doesn't, he can't play at all, whether he wants to.
He won't get paid at all. Yeah,
Well, he can't play either.
But I'm saying, even if he comes back, I just feel like I think if he knew that he can play, he knew that he would have been franchised, or he could have been franchised next year. I don't think he would have held out. I think the holdout would have been like maybe 3 or 4 games or something like that.
But guess how ironic this is? Think about this. Who's his replacement?
James Conner.
When is Le'Veon supposed to report back?
Tuesday.
Who's in concussion protocol?
Yeah.
Is Conner in concussion protocol?
That's crazy, ain't it?
Let's just call that ironic.
And then they say he's in. They say he's in Pittsburgh too. He's been spotted in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he was at the LA Fitness that we were talking about on the commercial.
Oh man.
Maybe he called the police.
Right. Maybe that was him. Or maybe he was the one that was ego lifting. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. We will be right back.
AM 1100. The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Hey, what's going on, sports fans? It's the 2018 Battlegrounds champion, Damian Adams, from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Now, you can catch my show weekly on the 3-Point Conversion station on Spreaker Radio. But for right now, I'm doing what everybody else should be doing, and that's listening to Mr. Controversy and The Intellectual in the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
No mercy, don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'd like to thank everyone who's following us, who's supporting us, listening, watching. We appreciate you. We thank you. We wouldn't be here without you. Make sure I always say that because I mean it and we all mean it. And I also want to give a special shout out to someone that's from Virginia, sitting in the chair, getting his hair cut right now. Usually sitting, waiting for a while. We know he waits and everything, listening to the show, but we appreciate him. My man Justin, what up, Justin? You don't see me, but I see you. Appreciate you, man, for sticking it out, listening to the show, man. Shout out to your twin boys, Joshua and Jordan. Always good to have a father, have a sons and children with them, man. That's good, man. Appreciate you, Justin. All right, so now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it! 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 Stop it!
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, H.O., what's on you?
I'm gonna be on one right now. Maybe this not even to stop it, but I'm gonna make it one anyway. I only give a stop it to the folks in Vegas for Tuesday's night's game, Duke and Kentucky. You had Kentucky favored by 5 points.
Oh my God!
Stop it.
Yeah.
How can you have Duke as an underdog in the state of Indiana where they've won 3 titles already?
Stop it.
Hey, I will say.
And
oh, go ahead.
They haven't even played a game,
But
and
look,
you already got them as an underdog
look,
in this game.
I will say this though. After watching that game, they probably do deserve a stop it. Like, look, Calipari will probably give him a stop it right now.
Stop it.
Because that joker, the way his face was when he was going, bro, we can't do nothing.
And they barely beat Southern Illinois last night.
71-59.
Yeah.
I should have played that clip. So let me give it. All right, I'm gonna give an extra stop it. So I have a stop it already.
I got you hyped up about this.
Yeah, I got another stop it. But I got to stop after this though. So shout out to the rookie Kevin Knox that plays with New York Knicks. I should have sent you this clip so he could play it. This Kevin Knox said. So I asked Kevin Knox about it, and I'm gonna put it up today. I was like, yo, man, what about your, Kentucky team? They lost to a crazy Duke team, but what did you feel about them? And he was like, I mean, it's cool, it's the first game of the season. We do this. Duke was pretty good, but I mean, it's our first game of the season, so it's Duke's first game of the season too, bro.
Stop it.
That's not an excuse, dog. Y'all's favorite.
By 5.
You act like Duke played 8 games already. Like, come on, bro. I wanted to stop the video right then and like, look at the camera, stop it. I wanted to say that so bad when he said it. Like, if you would have saw my face when he said it, what? Hey, they only played 1 game too, but crazy. But here's my stop it. So, I think it was Tuesday night, Monday or Tuesday. Jamal Murray for the Denver Nuggets scored 48 points against the Celtics. But it was like 3 seconds left, 2.3 seconds left. He, the teammate passing the ball, like, it was over. He was like, asked for the ball, like he wanted the game ball. And he tried to hurry up and shoot it real quick, a 3-pointer, so he could get 50. He missed it. Kyrie went off and got mad, threw the ball in the stands. Then he says, after the game, I mean, it's just my emotions just took over like it did against the Lakers. Now, real quick, you all remember the game was over with the Lakers. They was beating the Lakers, blowout. Then he started dribbling around Alonzo Ball and then asked him then, it's just my emotions.
Stop it.
Bruh. Just say you wanted to score 50. It was bad. You messed up. That's it. Own it. But you want to say my emotions got the best of me? What emotions, dog? What? We all knew what you was trying to do.
Stop it.
And if he tried to like go for a layup or a dunk,
it would have been.
He probably would have been fouled, and he would have got 2 free throws, and then he would have got.
And it would have looked as bad. But he hurried up. He got the ball and tried to hurry up and shoot. Like it just looked like, bruh, come on. And you already blowing him out. I would have been mad too if I was Kyrie. We saw Ricky Davis do it. He owned up to it.
Yeah, just own it.
Just own it. That's all I'm saying. Just own it. But yeah. Also, last stop it, and we gotta go. I want to give a stop it, not for today, but I want to give a stop it 2 weeks ago. It was about 65 degrees, and Crystal came in here with a leather coat with a fur hood, a turtleneck, and a scarf.
And snowshoes. And
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what anybody's talking about. That didn't happen. I came in here appropriately dressed for the season. There were no snowshoes. Now, there was some faux fur
It was 60-something degrees.
It was
outside.
not 60.
What was the temperature for that day?
Maybe the high for that day
Was like 68, 70. It was a beautiful day.
It was going to be a beautiful day. I had been up quite early, and we all know in Georgia, like what's going on early in the morning, mid-morning, late morning, early. It can change. I was prepared for everything.
Okay, this covers her right here. She's from Florida, so I get it. We got it. We do get it. We just was shot like, whoa.
Yes, the part where there's beaches.
Right.
Ooh.
She's trying to throw it in.
Oof.
Just facts. We need facts. 70-plus degree weather for the most part. Yes, I am from Florida. But I was prepared. Don't be out here not prepared. That's it.
Bro, I was sweating. But look, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Whether it's quick hits, what's on my mind, the infamous Stop It segment, you got to be there every Saturday morning on the 3-Point Conversion station for the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge hosted by Mr. Controversy. Get him!
Yes. We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy. H.O. Shout out to D Intellectual. And real quickly, what you all got going on this week?
Let the lady go first.
It's cold outside. So, not much, honestly. Staying warm, because it's cold outside right now to me. But it's a beautiful day, so some indoor activity. Yeah, maybe a movie or something. There you go.
I had a cigar event last night. Went pretty well. Today I'm just go chill. Probably run up to the Big Easy Grill after the show, grab me some shrimp, head on back to the house, give me some rest, prepare for the Falcons and Duke win and Atlanta United win on Sunday, and prepare for the next week. So pretty chill weekend.
What you got going on, G?
After a couple of months, I will finally take another nap.
Yeah, we see you been working, been in them streets.
Right, for real. Yeah, I gotta take my daughter. Remember I said she had a race last week? So it's another one she has. So I gotta go up there today and participate.
There you go.
Yeah, see how that goes.
Parental duties.
Right.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so all right, we're gonna turn over to G. Look, y'all, Mr. Controversy finally is about to participate in a battleground. I had never did it before. The author, we'll see. Go ahead, G.
All right, so welcome to Battlegrounds, in which we'll have two people who know a lot of sports knowledge and see what this is a debate to determine which one knows their sports a little bit more than the other. So I'll be asking 3 questions. Each of you will have 1 minute to state your case. This is all based on opinion, but like I said, it's a debate. So give your opinion with facts, and we'll see who wins.
All
right.
About the argument.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. So
who's going first?
Get you guys in the shot here. So we'll have our superstar HO pick a number between 1 and 12.
5, because Duke got 5 banners.
Mr. Controversy?
I'm going to go with 1 because it takes 1 loss to knock Duke out.
All right, so the number was 7. So, HO, would you like to go first?
Of course. No problem.
All right. Here's your first question. Name the best NBA coach of the 2000s. Not named Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
Oh, my goodness.
Ready?
2000?
2000?
The 2000s.
Can't look it up either.
In the 2000.
The 2000, between 2000 and 2010.
The best NBA.
2000,
Best
2010.
NBA
Okay.
coach.
Not named
Popovich or Phil.
Popovich or Phil.
How much longer he got to get it?
Yeah, so I get 1 minute to
Talk about it.
But how long do I get to think about it?
You got about 15 more seconds.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
I'm trying to think. Good Lord.
2000 to 2010?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
And go.
All right. So the best coach in the 2000s, I guess I'm going to go with not named Phil, not named. Listen, I guess I can go with Mark Jackson, who is arguably the architect of one of the greatest teams ever assembled with the Big Three era of basketball, which is the Golden State Warriors. I think he did a tremendous job in drafting and getting one of the greatest players in Steph Curry, and getting out Monte Ellis, drafting Draymond, drafting Klay Thompson, and didn't have anything to do with Durant, but the architect of that particular team.
All right, let me know when it's time to go.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I can go. Yeah.
And go.
So I'm gonna go with Larry Brown, man. You think it with Larry Brown. Think what he done. He took a 76ers team. You had Iverson, yeah, but besides Iverson, who else you had? Yeah, I like Aaron McKee's game. He was nice. But come on, Matt Geiger, Dikembe for defense, George Lynch, Eric Snow, stop it. But he took this team, was able to get into Iverson's head, got him to where, hey, you're the leader, you can lead this team. They go to the championship. Not only go to the finals, but they take game 1. of probably the best Lakers team during that dynasty, with the three-peat team with Shaq and Kobe. Then he goes to Detroit, a team that was in disarray, puts them on the map, wins a championship with them, no superstar, but puts his philosophy on there. They buy the hype. You bring in a Rasheed Wallace who was still at the top of his game.
All right, so
we need 2 minutes, man. But go ahead. What a time? Go ahead. That's good.
Gotta be quick. Okay, so if you're watching on Facebook Live, give us your votes on who won that particular round. And I don't know when we'll give the results. Maybe at the end of the show. Maybe next week. But moving to the next topic, and we'll start with you, Mr. Controversy.
All right.
Who is the best NFL running back of the 2000s? Not named LaDainian Tomlinson.
Okay.
All right, so you're already ready?
Yeah.
All right, and go.
This is easy. This joke he maybe played 5 seasons in 2000, but I don't care. Ooh, there's some good ones, but I gotta go. I'm gonna go with Marshall Faulk, man. Anytime you have a running back that can do everything, great. He can block. You can line him up at receiver. I'm not talking catch passes out the backfield like LaDainian did when he got over 100 catches. No, I'm talking about line him up as a wide receiver. We know he can run the ball, juke you out your clothes, break tackles, a game changer, MVP. But not only that, he was the smartest guy on the field, if not on the staff, even smarter than his coaches. New football, new coverages, could call coverages, telling. He used to tell Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning said he's the smartest guy I ever played with. So, Marshall Faulk can make your quarterback become an MVP, make your wide receivers look great. Why? Because you have to focus on him. Whether he's in the backfield or playing wide out, I'm done.
All right, H.O., same question to you. Are you ready?
Yep.
And go.
I'm going to go with this running back who possibly helped elevate one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen, and that is Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James was Mr. Stretch Run, and he did it with a guy named Peyton Manning, who, in my opinion, helped put Peyton Manning's career on the map to allow him to throw to guys like Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and tight ends. So you have to give Edgerrin James a whole lot of credit for being able to put this offense in Indianapolis, and the Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator, and what he did for this particular franchise, I think expounds on what a great running back does, even without having to catch the ball out of the backfield. He was able to run the ball as a running back.
All right. So last one here, and I'm gonna make this a little easier for both of you. So I'm gonna give you time to think about this. H.O., I want you to give your sports Mount Rushmore for the city of Atlanta. And Mr. Controversy, I want you to give your sports Mount Rushmore for the city of Chicago. So 4 sports figures that you felt had the biggest impact in sports for that city. And
quick question: It have to like play in the city, or they could be from the city?
You have to play in the city. Play in the city.
All right, got you.
All right. So while they're thinking about that, in about 30 more seconds, guys, give your votes for the who won that particular round or in the previous round. From the Facebook Live, Derek says Priest Holmes as far as a running back of the 2000s. So what do you guys think about that?
You can't look. You can't be looking. Nah, that's cheating.
I'm typing.
Okay, I was about to say.
I got to remember. You said 4 people. I can't remember all 4 of these people.
All right, so let me know if you guys are ready. Whoever's ready, we'll go first. It doesn't matter.
Man, I'm ready. I just got to put the names down.
All right. So, H.O., we'll have you go first. And go.
All right, the Mount Rushmore for Atlanta sports. Obviously, we're going to go with Mr. Primetime. We're going to put him up there. This is in no particular order. Who brought the flash and the swag to Atlanta, obviously back in '89, graduating from Florida State, and what he did for Atlanta sports as far as football and baseball, if you didn't know. Of course, we got to put Dominique Wilkins in there, who did his thing for the Atlanta House, an icon. He has his statue out on at Phillips Arena or State Farm Arena or whatever the case may be. Mike Vick. You got to put Mike Vick in the ball game. What he did to bring everybody together in Atlanta to put Atlanta back on the map was great. And, of course, you can't leave out my main man, Chipper Jones, for the Atlanta Braves. Chipper Jones is Mr. Everything as far as Atlanta baseball is concerned. Numbers retired, first ballot Hall of Famer, 300 career average.
All right. Thank you very much. And Ms. Controversy, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. And go.
All right. So first, we're going to start with Dick Butkus. I mean, you talk about probably one of the first linebackers that was mean, nasty, that started this tradition with the Chicago Bears, the greatest linebacker, the rich history. I mean, come on. Also, Walter Payton, sweetness himself. This is the running back that everybody wanted to be like after Jim. We knew Jim, but when Walter came and broke that record, which we thought would never happen, then you saw the way he did it with class. Only missed one game. He was sick. Still had 275 yards in his one game. Michael Jordan, stop it. I ain't got to say nothing about him. Then the last but not least, he didn't play, but can he be a coach or something?
Yes.
Theo Epstein. The fact that Theo brought the Chicago Cubs a world championship ring. The Chicago Cubs, what? And did it quickly, too, in like 2 years. I'm done. Give me my championship. I want the belt. Who want me? Who want to mess with Hollywood Cole?
All right, that'll do it for this issue of... Oh, my bad. That'll do it for this particular episode of Battlegrounds. If you're watching on Facebook Live, or if you want to comment on the video later, let us know who do you think won.
Or listening.
Or if you're listening in.
Text me, email me, all that good stuff.
Any of that. So let us know who won.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Yo, it is not easy doing that. So everybody,
in studio version.
Yeah, everybody who's done it before, that's no joke. Not knowing what you're gonna be asked, I get it, bro. So all them people that messed up, the Allen Fields, the Mike Pattons, I'm calling y'all out. I get it. We're going to take a quick break.
Hey, I'm Diana Taurasi from the Phoenix Mercury, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And so, he wants to talk about this. We finally going to talk about it. Let's talk about your Duke Blue Devils, bro.
No, we ain't nothing to talk about. What is it?
I want to talk about it.
Oh, I was going to say, what is there to talk about?
So
just watch.
I won't lie. I won't lie. Man, them dudes right there. And the crazy part is, I know everybody loves Zion. He's a freak of nature. But your guy, R.J. Barrett. That dude. And you know what? R.J. Barrett, watching him is... he's so old school, bro, in his play. Like, he wasn't, let me cross you over. I got to shoot this fadeaway three. No, he was old textbook. Everything was to the back. Let me get to the point, dog. Just give me the ball. I'm get where I need to go. It's a wrap. Then Cameron was a beast, too. Like, bruh. And then you got Tyus Jones. Man, come on, man.
Trey Jones.
I mean, Trey Jones, I'm sorry. Not Tyus was there watching. Trey Jones, I'm sorry.
Stands,
but Trey, you got Trey Jones. Yeah, Trey Jones. I think the fact that the most important piece is, and it's about to be a wrap for everyone else, I think, from now on, is the fact that Coach K has he's done a couple of seasons, I say maybe 2 seasons so far, but he's bought into the one and done, or he's bowed out and said, okay, I get it, this is what it is. Now, because, Kentucky was getting them, and we know how Kentucky was getting them because, Calipari, I mean, he's like Nick Saban. Or you going first, you going top 5 with Calipari. But now with Coach K doing this, it's a wrap, man. Like, next 4 or 5 years, why wouldn't you go to Duke if he stays that long?
Yeah, it took a while for the momentum to get noticed. Obviously, because of how Kentucky had kind of taken over the landscape of the one and done, or whatever the case may be. But when you look at Duke, they constantly keep people in the pros. On opening day rosters, you can see them 1, 2, or 3 with the most players in the league or whatnot. But I think in this particular case, this is the very first time he has had 3 guys that are all positionless players. They don't really have a position. So, which means that they are so flexible, they just basketball players. And so that's one of the great things. You can't really tie them to a position. Trey is the only guy who is the glue to it all, and he runs the point, and he knows he has one job, is that's to get these guys the ball in the best position possible, and that's exactly what he's doing. And his first game on that stage, he had 0 turnovers.
What's interesting about it is that, like you said, he has 3 other players who are positionless players. And before, it would be players to where they played one way, but he had to put them in a different position. Like Marvin Bagley had to play center when he's really a small forward. Yeah. Or he had Jabari Parker playing power forward when he's really
a 3 guy.
He's really a 3, maybe even a 2. So to have guys who are even more flexible, that opens up a lot for them.
Definitely.
Well, we can even go back to Shadley Randolph. That's way back when Duke had, right before J.J. Redick or whatever the case may be.
Roberts and Sheldon Williams.
Those guys, I mean, he had Shadley out shooting threes. But, in the pros, he was more like a center or whatnot, because he kind of did some, some journeyman work or whatever the case may be. So it's always been, whatever you are at Duke, you go do something different in the pros. But with this group.
But here's the key, though. The key is, can they learn how to play together? Because, and honestly, they were unselfish in this game, but being unselfish and playing with each other is totally different. Can they play within the system? If they can't, and they buy into what Coach K is doing, it's not even fair. But when you have teams like this, because we saw it, and we've seen it with Kentucky, where you have awesome players, but are they willing to play with each other? And if they don't, in a sense, a team can sneak up in a tournament and beat them because of that. Because we know Kansas is going to play with each other. Self is going to have that team, Coach Self is going to have that team playing within the system. Michigan State, they're going to play within the system. Can Duke do that? Because Kentucky has been, even when they had Randall, they were always the best team as far as the player-wise, but playing with each other, that's the difference. And I think because they like each other, which is they all cool and like best friends, so that can help also. We'll see, but to me, that's the key. Now, my next question is, I put this on social media. A lot of people compare Zion to LeBron James. They've saying that he's the next LeBron James, man. He's like, I saw a young Charles Barkley when Charles Barkley first got drafted. And we saw this 6'4", 300-pound power forward jump. He's not getting high as Zion, but for him to jump that high and to be able to dunk in, his handles wasn't great, but at that time, we've never seen a power forward go coast to coast like that and dunk and hit power game. Who do you see? And Zion is his own player. We know that, but we it's sports is how we do. Who do you see?
It's really hard, and I get this question. I get asked this question a lot of times because everybody knows that I am by far the number one Duke fan in America. So I do get this question, and I have gotten this question a lot. And it's so hard to compare this guy because we do know he is one of a kind. He is a one of a kind kind of guy that we don't know what to expect. We've never seen nothing like this before. He actually played point guard coming up, and that's why, you can see that he has pretty good handles or whatever the case may be. I think it's a combination of a lot. I think Barkley is a part of that combination. I think Larry Johnson, physique-wise, is a part of that.
Right.
Of that as well. So I think it's a combination of a lot of different players that we can both see that we can kind of go back and look at. I think the explosiveness, I don't think we've ever seen with that amount of weight. And I think in the part about it is
not even with his explosiveness is crazy. But Barkley, that's why I say Barkley, because
he was more powerful. This dude just explode like
he's.
In that regard, I think he's a little. Well, he has a little bit of Sean Kemp in him, and I think as far as we see like all the stuff he can do as far as being a playmaker. I feel like that's partly Blake Griffin, and I think as far as along his power, he has a little bit of Karl Malone. So like any power forward you can think of, he has a little bit of that person's game.
But the thing about it is, and this is the kicker. This is why this is so crazy. He can guard every position on the floor. Mm-hmm. Every position on the floor he can guard.
Is he good though?
He can guard every position on the floor.
It's different to say I can put you, but because in high school was different, but college, we got to see. I'm not saying he can't.
Bro, I'm telling you, he can guard. This is what I'm saying. If he gets switched, if he get in the switch, you're not going to say, no, switch back.
Right.
You're not going to say that.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that he can guard the point guard all game. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter if he gets switched off or not. Because if he get by you, stick him. He go put it on. He go stick it to the glass.
Yeah. I know it was funny because at the game, after that Kentucky game, that final game was Wednesday, it was Tuesday, right? So Wednesday at the Hawks game, Hawks was losing. You start hearing the fans cheer, every time they missed the basket. Because they was, so you heard a Zion. I thought they was going to start the Zion chant, dog.
This is the question I got to ask you, though. Out of all of the praise that Zion is getting, you're hearing people saying that he's not even the best player on the team.
That's the ridiculous part.
They say Cam Reddish may have a bigger upside than all of them.
And I love it, just watching him for that one game. To me, that's who I was like, this dude is nice. Like, you can see potential all up on him. But R.J. Barrett, though, he just has that old school.
He got it.
Game, bro.
He got it.
The little teardrop. I was just like, this dude.
His game reminds you of a more athletic James Harden.
Yeah. But more, he's more, James know what he wants to do, but he's like more precise on his, as far as his movement. And it's like, all right, I'm going to the hole, let me just go. Instead of, like I said, he don't do the dribbling.
Yeah. He don't do all that.
He's
going.
That's why. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break with a happy HO, and we'll be right back.
What's up, man? It's Meta World Peace. Shout out to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Are you tired of limiting yourself from tasty food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are all cut fresh daily, and 7 homemade soups, including chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps, with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can all be added to salad as well. Go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600 in Roswell, Georgia. Your taste buds will thank you.
Hi, I'm Cole Johnson of Cole Sports, and you're checking out the 3-Point Conversion. Keep it locked.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, man, if y'all listening and looking, y'all missed Battlegrounds. Y'all got to go check it out. I'm going to see if, I know G, Superstar, he might be covering the Falcons or something, but I'm going to see if he has time to put this together. We're going to put it back out on Facebook and YouTube and all that. The Battlegrounds, it was good. First time it's a controversy battle. Everybody been calling me out. Like I said, who want to mess with Hollywood Cole? That's all I got to say. So, all right, man. It is time for our picks. First of all, we didn't do a Nosy Neighbor watch. I want to do that quickly. Who was your Nosy Neighbor?
Mine was in Book to see if he can come back for next week's game against Syracuse.
Right.
That's going to be interesting. Hopefully Wimbush can they can get a win with Wimbush playing today. Don't know how serious the injury is to Mr. Book, but we'll see. But he cannot – I don't think they can afford to go play Syracuse with the way they put up points without Ian Book being available. So we watching that very, very closely.
And see, it's funny because my Nosy Neighbor watch was – Wimbush. I want to see what you can do now because you've been sitting back. This is your chance. Say you look pretty good last week, but now you're starting. It's a different atmosphere. The pressure's on you. This is pressure now because you can't lose, Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? I'm picking through the blinds. Let's see. All right, now, what is your upset of the week?
My upset, man, is actually, I think we talked about this team earlier on the season. Then they kind of flip-flopped. They started doing some things, but I'm taking Texas Tech over Texas today. Texas got to go to Texas Tech. And I think that Texas Tech has had 3 starting quarterbacks this year. I think Bowman is back, which is the second guy that started. He was kind of on the roll. So I'm taking Texas Tech to upset Texas today. Texas Tech is 5-4, and obviously Texas is 6-3, ranked 19th. And I think they go to Lubbock and take an L today.
Like I said, this is the weekend where it could be many upsets. But the team that has the best chance to upset a big team, because they've done it before, they know how to do it, is Auburn upsetting Georgia. And let's face it, they know the game plan. They play this. It's not the exact same team, but in actuality, it is. The defense is not as good as the last year's team. We know that all they're going to do is run the ball, for the most part. So I have Auburn doing it again, man. And if they do it again, this is going to shake up the college world. And then there'd be one more left. Auburn have Alabama, but I believe they want to make a statement. This will save their season, and this will take them to next season on a high. Just like last year, you just can't lose the championship game. But I got Auburn winning.
Wow.
Yeah. Who are your counterfeit team?
This is crazy that we even talking about this team to me. And I always like to go. I for some reason, I just like the college football atmosphere is just crazy. So, the Pitt is first in the ACC Coastal. They beat Virginia last week. And I'm like, Pitt? They actually played Notre Dame pretty close too. But I just don't – I think they counterfeit. I just think that they just counterfeit. So I'm going with the Pitt Panthers as my counterfeit team. They at home today against Virginia Tech, which is a bad team or a very disappointing team this year. Then they got to travel to Wake Forest and then Miami. So I don't see Pitt continuing to be first in the Coastal. So I think they're pretty counterfeit as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Pitt is. I don't think they're that good. It's a lot of teams to me. I just don't feel like
they
they're
first
good.
They first in the Coastal with a 5-4
Right.
record.
My counterfeit team about to raise some hairs on somebody's neck. Philadelphia Eagles, man. The Eagles are counterfeit. They don't have an identity. We will see because you have Golden Tate. But what is their identity? Last year we knew what the identity was. Carson Wentz throwing the ball, great defense. What is their identity? We don't know. We have a different running back every week. Now Sproles playing. Like, come on. They're not that good. They won last year. They were good. And true enough, it could be injuries. Alshon was injured. Wentz was injured. Sproles was injured. I get it. But they're not as good as everybody think they are. People think they're going to win the division and counterfeit. They're going to get beat by Dallas. That's my pick. They're getting beat by Dallas this week. G. So, all right, G. So it's on you, man.
All right. So this is the over-under segment, and I can't find the intro to that. So we'll just move on. All right. So the first one, the Chiefs are playing the Cardinals this week, and they are favored by 16.5 or 17, depending on who you look at. But there is a prop bet out there for if they would win by 30 or more. So, do you over under a 30-point margin of victory for the Chiefs?
What are they playing this game in?
Arizona, right? Then they're playing in Arizona. I think. Shoot, it don't matter. They play Kansas City Chiefs and Arizona Cardinals, so it don't matter. I'll go ahead and answer.
It's in Kansas City.
Oh, it's in Kansas City?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is. Yeah.
I don't think so. Wait, they can win 48-18 and it'll still be. No, I don't. I think they don't cover that. I think they score 48, but they give up 25 points. And we've seen this all. When has Kansas City just blew someone out and the score was like 48-8? Like, you don't see it often with them. So I got Arizona scoring 25 points.
Yeah, I don't see Arizona scoring in the cold weather.
As a matter of fact, Patrick Peterson's going to get a pick 6.
Yeah, I'm going over. I think they can do it. In Kansas City, Arizona, not used to that weather, and yeah.
All right. Second one we got here is the newly acquired Eagles wide receiver Golden Tate. Is he over? It's been set at 10 receptions in his first Eagles game. Over or under 10 receptions for Golden Tate?
Under.
Stop it. Whoever
under.
came up with that needed to stop it. Like,
yeah, 10?
10? You just Alshon Moses is 4, and he probably receiver. Come on, no.
Yeah, I don't.
You ain't coming in like that and just dominating. Like,
is this a prop from Vegas? They must know something we don't know. That's the only way I can look at it.
I don't see no 10. I don't see 10. I see.
Well,
4.
it's been set at 4.5, but another one has 10.
10, yeah, 4.5 maybe, but not 10. I'm going under.
Yeah, I don't see 10 at all. I see 3, maybe 4, but that's it.
All right, and this last one, this is an either or, not really an over-under, but either or. Which is more likely, the Raiders having the number 1 pick in the draft next year, or Bruce Arians becoming head coach of the Cleveland Browns?
Raiders having the number 1 pick.
No, you know what? I called it. I said that Arians is I said it before they announced it, that Arians is going to win, is going to get that coaching job. He wants that. Why wouldn't you give him an offensive guru who came in Arizona and made them relevant? And they have better talent than Arizona did. Yeah, I definitely have Arizona. I mean,
Arians being the Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah, it would make sense. He get his defensive coordinator, whoever that is. I would keep Greg Williams.
Wasn't he having some health issues as well?
That's why he retired.
Okay, if he go to Cleveland, he's going.
No, he's gonna be good, and we know this though. We know this though. He's gonna be fly after the game with that.
Yeah, he'll be fly, but he gonna have some health issues. He go to Cleveland.
I think he'd be perfect. I think he'd be perfect for them, man. Yeah. Perfect for Cleveland.
You must ain't seen Oakland play.
What they did? Oh, they get the number 1, but I still think it's a no-brainer to get Arians.
Ain't they about to start A.J. McCarron at quarterback this week?
Who?
Well, who knows? If Gruden collects quarterbacks, he'll probably try to trade for Nick Mullins after beating him last week.
Arizona gonna be winning 500, so that's what I'm saying. Oh, they play each other this year too, I think.
Who?
Arizona and Oakland. So we'll see. That's the battle of the first place. You gonna have a backup?
You gonna see that's the Tank Bowl right there.
You gonna have a backup kicker playing quarterback?
Shit, they might be trying to get Zion to play tight end. Pick him first overall.
We'll be right back, man.
The 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge.
I had to look up what is ego lifting. So basically, ego lifting is like you're doing it to impress others. We have just discovered what kind of guy Mr. Controversy is. He's kicking the bar out of the dude's hand.
Kicking people out the neighborhood. And he think he can come tomorrow and don't let you come back. Hey, don't kick me out.
Hey,
kick him out.
When people are putting the plates on the bar, if they make too loud of a noise, he walking up to them.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Look, when we somewhere eating, when we're somewhere eating and somebody doing it, and they keep going up to get plates and all that and making noise. Hey, bro, you ego eating. Stop doing that.
See,
stop it.
He gonna catch an open hand slap. I'm an open hand slap.
You gonna walk other people on the treadmills. The treadmill's too loud.
Why you watching TV? What you watching ESPN for that loud?
You ego watching, dog.
Put the headphones in.
The 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to noon on the Real 1100 a.m.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones of Sucker Free Life LLC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3 Point Conversion, with no team or no players off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
All right. We are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And it is time for What's on My Mind. And this segment is brought to you by Sucker Free Life LLC. Make sure you live your truth for the world to see, because everyone can be sucker free. Make sure you get your apparel today on Facebook / Sucker Free Life LLC. All right, so the segment is What's on My Mind. This is when we like to talk what's on our mind and what's going on and what's puzzling us, bothering us, what we like, what we don't like. You know, and sometimes on this segment, we like to get, we get serious. We talk about certain things. H.O. had he talked about the Atlanta. That was great last week, man.
The Atlanta Curse.
Yeah, the Atlanta Curse.
Yeah, man. A lot of people been hitting me up about that. They was like, boy, woo.
Yeah.
I said, boy, them Grady babies are the same.
Right. And it's true, but I want to talk about my Chicago Bears. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. You hear the shoulda, coulda, woulda. We should have did this or we should have done that. We could have. We could be, or forget could. We should be at least 6-1, if not 7-0. And I give the one loss to the Patriots because they scored 2 special team touchdowns on us. But we was up in the fourth quarter like every game this year. But it's a process, man. No one gave us a chance. I was telling people, and it wasn't just my fanhood, but I knew I like Coach Nagy, bringing him in. But I understand that sometimes it takes time to get better. And it's for any team. You have to get to a breaking point in order to get to that point where you start winning. I mean, everybody has to go through, because you have to learn how to lose. You have to learn what it feels like. Because if you're winning, you start out winning, then you lose, you can deteriorate. That could mess up your whole future because you're not used to losing. But coming back from it, adversity is great. Look at the Falcons, what they're doing. sometimes that's what it takes. You have to go through that. You have to go through that hurt. It's like this. It's like when you're lifting weights. That muscle don't come out until you hit that breaking point where your hands struggling, your arms shaking, but that's because that muscle is popping out. Once you break through, boom, now you at another level. So looking at the Bears, what we had to go through, we dealt with that. We dealt with losing, dumb calls, stupid coaches. But looking at what we have now, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Now, are we winning the Super Bowl? I'm not saying that. But right now, our defense is tight. Khalil's coming back healthy. Mitch is playing very good football. He didn't have a great game last week, but he's playing very good football. And we still got to run a game if we decide to run the ball. Mm-hmm. We got weapons. A great offensive team, a very good offensive team, I say that. We averaging 30 a game. I'm just saying, watch out for the Bears. But again, if you're a Falcons fan, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, even though y'all been trying to break through for 15 years, but anyone, it just takes that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a living proof of it right now, looking at my Bear squad. We making the playoffs. I'm making a prediction. We're winning the division. And we're beating the Packers. And that's what's on my mind. Sorry I had to get personal, y'all, but I had to say something about it, man. I'm tired of the hate. I think Holyfield's the only one that said he felt me. So, but, hey, it's on you, man.
All right, I'm going to make this quick. And Wednesday was a meeting with the GMs for the baseball, Major League Baseball, and out of that meeting, AAA is what we call him, the GM for the Braves. He said that when you don't hear a lot of talk about trades and things of that nature, that there's probably some movement. And I just want to let everybody know that the Braves are in prime position. Freddie Freeman makes $21 million. You know who the next highest paid guy on the team is? And how much he makes? Julio Teheran makes $11 million. The next highest is Brandon McCarthy, and he's going to be off the payroll, and that was just a throw-in from the Dodgers. Ender Inciarte, $5.7 million. So my whole point is, the Braves right now have $59 million committed to salary. That's it. That's it. Boston won the World Series and their payroll was $240. $240. And the Braves are sitting at $59 million. So even if you go up to $130 million, that's a lot of money from $59 million. Only thing I want the Braves to do is let's make use of this opportunity that we have. We have 3/4 of our roster under control, salary control. You basically underpaying Freddie Freeman. He making 21. And he just won the Gold Glove this past year. $59 million, Atlanta Braves. Let's take heed. Let's change this culture and let's get into the winning mindset. Because at $59 million at this particular point, and that's all you're obligated to, I think we have a great opportunity to make this team more formidable this upcoming season. So let's make it happen. And that's what's on my mind.
Because both of us thinking about our teams, huh?
Hey, man. It's just no excuse at this point.
There's no excuse. All right. You hear that music, you know what it means. It's time to let you all go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs. You might be part of it, so stay tuned. First, I want to thank Almighty God for giving me this platform, giving me the show, giving me a chance to speak what's on my mind, to make you all happy, upset, want to get mad at me. Give me the stop it button. Hey, I appreciate it. This is crazy. It's still unbelievable what's going on, and I thank God for that. Also,
thank you, Raphael.
Also, I want to thank my sponsors, Seneca's Barbershop, Express Salad, Sucker Free Life, LLC. Also, I want to thank Miss Crystal Dayan. Glad to have her back. My engineer G, my man H.O. Appreciate you, H.O.
Absolutely, bro. Anytime, man. A shout out to the whole crew, Crystal, Ralph, even Jared Jones, and G Money doing this thing as always. People that listen each and every Saturday. I would shout out D&D, but I didn't have to go there this morning, so I did my own thing. But continue to support your sports team. Continue to do what's right, and this is the season at this particular moment where everything is just jumping at the same time. I mean, it's just got to be a great sports season. So continue to listen to the 3-point conversion each and every Saturday. And if you want to continue to listen to some great sports, you know I got to shout it out. Sports Roundtable each and every Wednesday, 7 to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, sir. Great shows. Check out the radio station as well. You know, they replay our shows, you know. Yep. So that's probably the only time I'll be able to get on Wednesday nights. But also, we want to thank my family and friends, my beautiful wife, children, aunties, uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, grandparents, play cousins, and all. Appreciate everyone who listened. Appreciate Derek Branch for coming on. My man Terrell Belcher, the 3-point conversion writer. Appreciate everyone else who listened. Appreciate y'all. Eat good this weekend. Love family. Let family know you love them while they can here. And until then, same time next week, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Until then, when you miss me, I'm out. Peace.
Holla.
You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.